I'm Trent Workman from Wilson Audio. This is my colleague David Ellington.
Hello.
And we're standing here in front of our new distributor's wall of history here, Richcom. This shows kind of the timeline of Wilson Audio history from the starting products to our current models. Starting back here with the early Watt Puppy. This is a product that Wilson Audio introduced back in the late 1980s and continued through really about 2011. We discontinued at that point, went several years, and it is our 50th anniversary this year. We are proud to introduce the new Watt Puppy that we have here at the show, on display here at the show. We can talk about. We also have other products that we'd like to describe at the show here that have been products that we've introduced over the years, starting with the Sabrina, the Alex VFX, and our flagship product, the Chronosonic XVX, which we can talk about.
So one of the things to know about Wilson Audio is that we only build things one way, and that is the best that we know how, regardless of size or scale. The Sabrina X is our entry into a floor-standing loudspeaker, but is built to the same standards as every other speaker in Wilson's lineup. In the enclosures, we use an X material enclosure, which is a very, very dense enclosure, very, very rigid and high internal dampening. And what that means is that you're going to get a very dynamic sound, which is something that Dave Wilson set out as one of the core things that he looked after. The drivers that you'll see are the same quality of drive units that you'll find in all of our biggest loudspeakers, but this is a three-way loudspeaker with a fixed baffle. Above this, the speakers add time alignment to them, but the crossover that's nestled in the bottom is built to the same standards with the same high-quality components as the rest of our lineup. This really is the entry to Wilson, and it gives you an incredible sound at a more modest price.
So this is the Watt Puppy. Since we are celebrating our 50th anniversary, we have reintroduced the Watt Puppy that we discontinued many years ago because of the strong product brand name, and many customers demanded us to reintroduce a new version of it. We're happy to reintroduce it this year. It uses the latest technologies of driver design and cabinet material design and crossover design. And we're happy to introduce this. It also has, unlike the early versions of the Watt Puppy, the ability to adjust in the time domain. So it has the adjustment of the upper module here to precisely adjust it to the listening position and ear height of the listener. It has the latest and greatest capacitor technology. Many years ago, Wilson Audio purchased a capacitor manufacturing company, and we have the ability to manufacture our own capacitors now, and we're happy to have the Watt Puppy have the latest of that capacitor technology in its crossover design.
Wilson Audio always works on grassroots projects, and as those are ready to be introduced, we introduce them in the next product that they're appropriate to go in, regardless of whether it's one of our smallest speakers or one of our largest speakers. And so when a new product comes out from Wilson Audio, you can be sure that it has the latest and greatest of anything that we are working on in it. Okay, so here we're looking at the back of the Alex VFX. So this is we have taken and created a special edition of the Alex V, and it is appearance package. So there's the Alex V, and then there's the Alex VFX. And what you'll notice is that we have introduced some cosmetic upgrades to the speaker, adding carbon fiber, adding some diamond polishing, and some cut lines inside in the upper gantry. But one of the things that's common, whether you're looking at an Alex V or the Alex VFX, is you're going to notice many things that look different than a standard loudspeaker. The ability to time align our speakers is key to Wilson's fundamental goals in creating a loudspeaker that sounds like live music. The ability to line up the leading edge transient and focus the sound to the listening position. Because of that, it necessitates individual modules for each drive unit. And because of that, you'll notice that we have wiring harness that comes back and attaches to the base cabinet. This base cabinet then attaches to the crossover. And so you'll notice that we have different lengths of wire. You'll notice that we have resistor network. The resistors are a part of the crossover. The crossover, though, we take the inductors and capacitors. That portion is all point-to-point wiring and is then potted in its own enclosure to protect it from elements, to make it much longer lasting. But we put the resistors on the outside of that. Resistors offer the last and final tuning, the voicing of the loudspeaker, but they also can act as protection in case someone were playing the system exceptionally loud or almost to an abusive level, or a component like an amplifier or something that fails. So it can offer some protection. Another interesting aspect is that in a very difficult room, there is some very, very slight changing that you could, changing of resistor values so that you could get even more performance. One thing that you will also notice is that there is adjustment for each of the modules that allow you to be able to do the time alignment. And so this speaker is very sophisticated, but we have provided charts. So the only thing that you really need to know, that your dealer will need to know, is how far away you're going to sit from the loudspeaker and your seating height, and we can optimize the sound. We can tailor the sound to whether it's a larger room and you're sitting further back, or a much smaller, much more intimate room. Maybe you start in a house that's smaller and then you want to move to a much larger room. You're able to do that and get the best results. You don't have to change your entire system or your speakers to suit that other size room. With this particular speaker, you will also notice this uses a cross-flow port. So we have a porting system where you can change the port from back to the front of the loudspeaker to even optimize it more. And so Wilson is the most optimizable speaker for your environment to get the very best sound. This is new cable from Wilson Audio. One of the things that Wilson Audio has always done is we have purchased wire from various OEM suppliers, and then we make the wire our own. We would order things that were individual conductors, but then we would add twists per inch. We would make them into wiring harnesses. We would do many things that would end up really making them our own. So we were ordering high quality wire and then making it into what we need it to be, because what we need to do is control the latency of the system so that the timing can be predictable. In this particular case, we have gone to Wilson sourced wire directly to the OEM, developed by our engineers for the purposes of what we need it to be. And that really is the important thing, is that over the years we've done many things. Transparent cable is fantastic. We still use that in the XVX and in the WAM.
These are some of the examples of our painted finishes. And because we paint the speakers at our factory, we have the ability to paint any color. Excuse me. So starting with the Sabrina or the Toontot, you can choose a color and we can paint it to that color. Now, we have a group of standard colors that you can choose from, or what we call upgrade colors here. In addition to that, we have a premium pearl offerings here. These would be our top finishes. But we also can do custom finishes. So if you have a color that you like, maybe a car color that you like, or a color that you like from your home, we can actually custom paint it to that color for you if you need to. So yeah, lots of different options for color. And then with the hardware, the metal color, we offer both black and silver hardware colors. So we're happy to introduce at the show today our flagship product. It's called the Chronosonic XVX. It's one of the tallest architecture speakers that we manufacture. It's quite tall, has lots of drivers in it. It has the ability to play very dynamic and have a very large scale sound stage from it. It consists of two drivers, 11-inch, 13-inch woofer here. It also has the adjustability in the ports, but you'll also see it has 3 mid-range drivers and a single tweeter, all of which can be adjusted to the listening position, listener position. It also has, in addition to that, a rear firing tweeter, so an up tweeter that you can add some ambient sound to the overall sound stage. It has the latest technology as far as materials and capacitors, cabling, and yeah, we're proud to be able to show it here at the Guangzhou show this year.
Okay, we are talking about the brand or.
So the adjustment of this speaker is a little different. You'll see we have some adjustability here with the spike system, but also you can adjust this front and back, which moves these modules front to back. Also down here, the bottom, there's an adjustment that you can turn, and it moves this lower module front to back. So those are the two adjustments. This is the tweeter module here. Tweeter that allows you to have the ambient tweeter, and you can adjust its output using this knob right here.
Oh.